Hey guys, how we doing? Nick Cowboy here in Queens, Woodside. I'm just going through my journals now. I just worked today in Times Square. We had a big snowstorm. It went away, so now it's kind of just a cold day, but we had a good day. I did a couple of Zoom calls and went to Times Square. It was a great day. I always talk about my journals. I have journals back to 1998, and they basically dictate, or not dictate, but I see everything I've done. I could look back to 1998, but I always give my journals away to my manager because I want to stay current. Each day I write what I'm doing, what I want to do, physical. I am the best built, sexiest, most symmetrical beauty ever. What do you think? I'm getting there. Methodical and balanced, poised, and ready for unlimited action. I did work today. Actually, we're going to go to Daytona on the 1st, which will be 65 days since Christmas since we were here. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 6 days plus 31 days of January, 28 days of February. That'll be 65 days in a row. I just can't stop. And it's because I write down what I'm going to do every single day. Now, this all began with Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. That's the first motivational book I ever read. This is Awaken the Giant Within. I don't have unlimited power here now, but I've read it so many times I could say it verbatim. But anyway, because of this, I wrote out my goals. My financial goals, my social goals, my emotional goals, my heroic goals. I go on all day because that's what I do. That is what I do. The key to every man is his thought. That's Emerson. I'll come back to him later. So, 20-something years ago, I wrote my Times Square beliefs. Very few people can claim to have their presence and place in Times Square. Jim Richards said that to me, and I lived with him for at least 5 years in Hackettstown. Very few people can claim to have their presence and place in Times Square. Anyone coming, going, or discussing or reporting on Times Square will be without full or accurate representation in relation to the idea only in New York, without first consulting or including me. Is that braggadocio? The world comes to see the Naked Cowboy on Times Square. The Naked Cowboy is a classic. No one can outdo such a humble, sincere, determined, badass representation of real heart. That means everything. I'm like Tom Brady. Every single thing I do is about being Naked Cowboy in Times Square. That's it. My taxes are Naked Cowboy Times Square. My wife is Times Square. Everything I do is Times Square. I'm Tom Brady. Don't try to get my semen like Ted. Naked Cowboy stands for maximization. Times Square is where the greatest number of humanity or spirit experiences the spirit of Naked Cowboy. People, spirits, everyone loves a man who gives all, chooses his way, determines his history, and will not quit or take no for an answer. Naked Cowboy exemplifies personal initiative. Now I'm only at 8. Let's see how many we got here. We got like 140 of these. I am not away from my connection with home, family, and friends when I'm on Times Square. I'm reaching them with my unprecedented, determined actions through the messengers of humanity. So when I feel like I'm missing my family, everything else, I'm like, look, they hear about me all day long because of the people I connect with, and that's what I do. So this is my Naked Cowboy dialogue. You can see the pages are frayed or falling apart. Hold on. Career development goals. I am the most celebrated entertainer of all time. Legendary entertainment. Unequaled passion to succeed. Everyone in the world is begging to know me personally. Tight security is necessary for my unequaled fame and courage. Although today I just walked around, nobody cares. Megastar associates as pals and mingling with my own familiar pals as well. Travel at the speed of light. Although I'm thinking about driving to Daytona. Biography worldwide in all language. Unequaled fame, glory, love, and expectation in every country. They can't wait to see me. The reputation of a true lover of nature, mankind, God, and all of his manifestations, to be more direct. A living example of brotherhood to all men, women, and children, ripped and determined. It is winter. I've gained 20 pounds. I lost 5. I'll be back by summer. I'm very methodical. I don't mess around. These things keep me in line. Humor unparalleled, action unprecedented. That's funny, right? Okay. I have my favorite quotes. Life is a search for power. That's Emerson. The one prudence in life is concentration. The one evil is dissipation. Sorry, that's Emerson. Power is the ability to execute what we want, to give legs, feet, form, and actuality to their thoughts. That's Emerson, sorry. The world exists for the education of each man, and that's from history. That's also Emerson, sorry. Let me move on. I don't want to bore you. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. That's Emerson, sorry. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistency and determination. Resistance is crucial for building strength. Communicating what you have to offer is what life is all about. There you go. That's a nice switch. That's Tony Robbins. I told you I started with Awaken. Actually, this is Awaken New Giant Within. I started with Unlimited Power. And I wrote out my goals, and that's what this Naked Cowboy dialogue is. I've had it for 20 plus years. I read it every morning. I write in my journal every morning. Whether I'm in the mood or not. You're not in the mood? Get in the mood. That's from Seinfeld. George Costanza is like, I'm 45 years old. I don't have a date. I live with my parents. You get in the mood. That's when Jerry said he had sex with Elaine. That's funny. Friedrich Nietzsche, The Politics of the Soul. Now, I've read all of Nietzsche's book, Beyond Good and Evil, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and many other books. This is somebody writing a book about Nietzsche, and actually it became more accessible when I read this. So he talks about individualism, he talks about heroism, he talks about the well-ordered soul, the artist, the saint, the solitary, and the educator. I want to go to heroism though. If I can find it. The heroic, sorry. The heroic. He says, struggle is the perpetual food of the soul, and it knows well enough how to extract the sweetness from it. You know, in my own life, you know, this whole dichotomy, this whole extrapolation between going out and being a naked cowboy and, you know, and living the life of my dreams, and being out there and doing it, which is amazing and wonderful. And it's the full idealization or the realization of my ideal. And I love it. It's great. But, and there's a whole other spectrum of it, which is getting back into the position to doing it again. You know, I mean, it's kind of like highs and lows, ups and downs. You know, so I know what I want to achieve and I'm doing it. And it's because of these different influences that I'm able to keep fighting for it. Let's see. Man's grandeur, wrote Nietzsche, could no longer be seen as a reflection of his divine origin. I don't know if that's a good one right now. Let's see. The Overman is proposed as the hero of the nihilistic age. Like his forerunners, he bears his own standards of morality and reason and attempts to vanquish the hitherto reigning traditions and values. Unlike his forerunners, the Overman makes no claim to divine sanction for his deeds. He refuses to be armed by the gods, and as was the boon claimed by the greatest heroes of the ancient poets. The Overman is the hero of the atheistic, and morally destitute world. He presents the paradox of the avid pursuit of greatness when no transcendental standards exist. He must embody his own justification. So, I don't know what I said, neither do you. But at the end of the day, what he's saying is that, you have to embody your own standards. You have to know what you're going to do and do it. That's it. The urge to life as struggle is too strong. Life without challenges is just as insipid as the hero as the complacency of posthumous fame. Posthumous fame? Competition and battle are no simply a means to winning glory, but constitute ends in themselves. In other words, you're not trying to get somewhere, you're not trying to achieve something, you're not trying to be the great, wonderful thing. It's actually the working towards that, which is where valor comes from. So you have to, if you want to get a great result, like he says, when you get there, you're going to succumb to the fact that you're there. So it's always fighting. It's always a struggle. It's always the effort to get there. It's always a struggle to get there. And if you don't like the struggle to get there, you're done for. Because it's always a struggle. You're always struggling to get there. You have to keep struggling to get there. And when you get there, you got to find something else to get to. Otherwise, you're going to become complacent. You're going to be like everybody else. You're the herd. The herd mentality is what he went against. Individuality is being something different than the herd. It's always going outside the herd and trying to create a sense of leadership and to do something different. And that's the Overman. That's Friedrich Nietzsche. We talked about Tony. The Law of Success. Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill wrote the 16 Lessons of Success. And this book is like a Bible. In my opinion, it's better than the Bible. Because the Bible is all confusing and all this weird, goofy, whatever crap. Hey, look. To my Valentine from my wife. Let's see what it says here. Let's see what people are saying about me. Happy Valentine's Day, Puku Puku. I'm Puku Puku. You're my everything. I love you so much. That's written there. She wrote me a letter too. Let's see what that says. She wrote me 2 of them. Oh boy, it's gonna get mushy. You might want to leave the room. 7 years ago, we decided to live our lives together, and it was the best decision I've ever made. She's over here if you want to validate this. We had cried and laughed and even fight at times, but that's how we had learned from each other. I love waking up by your side and snuggle and sleep. She's Spanish, so this is a little choppy. I will do my best to always support you in everything you do, and she does. That's a fact. I am so proud to be your wife because I know you're an exceptional husband who has determination and the courage to keep fighting for your dreams, and that's something I admire from you. And that's the whole purpose of my life. I am going to push harder, longer, and stronger than anybody else. I'm already the most famous man in the world. I'm the Cowboy. And if I'm not, I will be. I'll beat them all. It's a genius. Genius, by definition, is a infinite capacity for hard work. I didn't write it. That's just what I do. So So my determination is to get up, try to sleep as good as I can every night. Read as many books as I can in the morning, pretty much all motivational. Robert Greene, he wrote the 48 Laws of Power. He wrote The Art of Seduction. He wrote the 33 Strategies of War and Mastery, which is right over there. I got my James Allen. I got my Neville Goddard, The Power of the Imagination. Let me just get you one good quote out of here. This is basically that exactly how you see yourself is who you are. He would say that God is consciousness. We're all just consciousness. And whatever you're conscious of, I am the most celebrated entertainer of all time. I am the richest, most famous man in the world. I am, in other words, your I am, based on the Bible, and this guy, you know, whatever. So, I am, whatever you say after I am, and as long as you hold that in your consciousness, then the world will revolve around the I am. So I am everything I say I am, and I got that from this guy. But, you know, I read a lot of stuff. You know, you never know. One day I'm thinking this, one day I'm thinking that. At the end of the day, you just got to make it happen. Anyway, Nick Cowboy here, just reading my books, having a good day. Get her done.